And now, the Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
Big D and Bubba.
Big D and
They have
Bubba.
a show 5 days a week, but
That
they don't get to
sounds
say everything that's on their mind. So they have an extra one, and that's how we get the podcast. The podcast. The podcast. The Big D and Bubba podcast. The podcast. The podcast. Big D and Bubba podcast.
Damn the rules.
Oh, yes.
That's our goal today. Just thought I'd bring him back because he
That's a good one.
he had a little cameo, I think, in the last episode. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
"God,
remember
miss him."
that. If I do,
Damn
yes.
the rules.
Yeah, that's a great
Damn the
bit.
rules. Makes me giggle.
Even things that we can't tell you about, but you go look it up yourself if you want.
Man, oh man. What a crazy week. Did you hear they're doing a Peaky Blinders movie?
Peaky Blinders movie.
Peaky
Never got-
Blinders.
Got past, I think, 2 episodes
What?
of the series. I liked it. I don't know. I just kind of got caught off something else.
Yeah, okay, so it gets crazy. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched. It's basically these guys, they get back from World War I, and they're, like, working in the steel mills and all that kind of stuff, and they're, like, the neighborhood enforcers.
Yeah,
And
it's like a mob, right?
It's a gang, a brothers gang, and they run a little gambling racket and all that kind of stuff, and it blows up. And then what happens eventually is that Tommy, the lead, the guy from Oppenheimer, he ends up, becoming like a senator, like in England. And like he's having to deal with Churchill and all this kind of crazy stuff, and then they have the Nazis kind of pulling in their thing. And
Oh, wow.
there's
No, I
all
got
these-
way out. I didn't get any of that.
There's so much great stuff, and the cast is unbelievable. What's his name? Who is Bane? Tom Hardy is in it, and he's amazing. He's got the Cockney thing going. It's just the whole movie, their show is
See,
so
I
good.
haven't seen the show, but like on my YouTube reels, I will see just clip after clip after clip of it. I need to sit down and actually watch the show. Cillian Murphy's unbelievable.
Dude, it's great.
He's great.
It's like, and it's so weird because a lot of those guys, they all like kind of, it's weird when you think about most of the Peaky Blinders cast, like the big stars of it, I guess. Almost all of them were in the Batman movies
Yeah, that's true.
because Cillian Murphy was the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
And then you had,
Of course, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy was Bane. I want to say the guy who was like the gypsy dude was the one who gets killed like towards the end of the series.
I don't know.
Anyway, he was one of the Batman people too. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of Batman people in here. This is cool.
Yeah,
The nerd in me.
what was the Batman?
Yeah,
The
Oingo
Black
Boingo guy.
Dark Knight.
Yes.
That
Well,
was
that was from the animated series.
no. Well, it may have been. They used it in the movie. I may not be singing it right either. It's the one that has Michael Keaton in it.
Yeah, that's from the Tim Burton movie in the late 80s with
What's his
Nicholson
name?
and Kim Basinger.
What's his name? The Oingo Boingo guy who wrote all that stuff. He did The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Danny
Yeah,
Elfman.
Danny
Danny
Elfman.
Elfman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also did the Pee-wee.
Pee-wee's Big Top Adventure and all that.
Yeah, yeah. Good
That's
stuff.
great. I didn't know that.
But that's a great soundtrack.
Hello, Carson.
Probably my favorite.
Hello.
Welcome to the Peaky Fatters.
Well, you mentioned Michael Keaton there with Batman. We saw the teaser trailer of the Beetlejuice sequel coming out in September.
Oh, I didn't see that
It's
yet.
great.
Really?
Great teaser trailer.
Is
Yep.
it really?
Oh, no.
I'm so
No,
worried that
no,
they're going to mess
seriously.
it up.
It's
Nah.
good. The teaser trailer's really good. It's good.
Beetlejuice is one of those. It's like Die Hard. It's one of those perfect movies.
Yeah. And at the end of the teaser trailer, the line that Michael Keaton delivers is hilarious. It's great. It's
I'm going to say it
perfect
real quick. Hold on.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, here he comes. It's going to be walking through that door.
The
Is that door open?
And Michael
see a
Keaton
fat man
walked in.
Amazing.
Dude. What was it, Community, when they
Yeah.
threw like over the course of the show. Community's another series that you got to watch. It's totally nothing like Peaky Blinders. It's funny. It's
You think?
dude, the humans. I love the school's humans mascot.
The human beings.
That's it, the human beings. But like over the course of like several different episodes, they mention Beetlejuice just randomly, like as a little conversational piece. I don't know. It's like in Beetlejuice, and they move on. Well, the third time somebody says it, like how many episodes in? Like 7 or 8 episodes
Oh,
in?
yeah.
The third time, total different episode, somebody says it, in the background, you see Beetlejuice
That's
walk
great.
by.
I love stuff like that.
It's such a little...
Brilliant.
Oh, that
Brilliant.
show was full of Easter eggs.
What's
like
that show called?
Community.
Community.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I have never been more impressed. A guy I used to work with was a writer for Community. And I saw his name pop up as written by Tim Sicardo. And I was like, what?
Which,
oh, you're like smart and funny. And you have that. Yeah, good for you, bro.
which, by the way, Community was created by the guy who did Rick and Morty.
Dan
And
Harmon.
it was way before Rick and Morty. And it has nothing to do with Rick and Morty. Like, I don't even know how they're related. I'm like, that's really cool that he's, I don't know. You know how people get in ruts and they're like, oh, he's the this person or she's the that person.
Typecast.
Yeah, very typecast. And I'm
Oh,
not
like
even
Shondaland, everything. Chandra, whatever her name is, Chandra.
Rhymes or-
Yeah, she did like Grey's Anatomy, and then she went and did more hospital shows, and then she did Bridgerton, and it's all just like weird, fluffy love stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy to, yeah, she does
Yeah, like that's the person who does
same-ish
this.
ideas. Yeah, but like, yeah, Rick and Morty has nothing to do with Community other than they're both hysterical.
That's why whenever I found out that Stephen King wrote Stand By Me, had nothing to do
Well,
with all the horror stuff.
The story is actually called The Body.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the short story is called The Body.
Yeah, but
wow.
I was the only person in an entire room of trivia players one night who knew that because my team was the only one that got it right, and I was the only one on my team that knew it.
Knew it? Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it's called The
but
Body.
still, it doesn't feel like a Stephen King thing at all. Like it's
Yeah, it doesn't, but it kind of does.
okay. Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
That has
right.
nothing.
Now,
that
that's just a guy
feels-
w's just really good at telling stories.
Yeah.
What's
Scary
the one?
or not?
The JFK one that's on like Amazon.
1942.
No. 11 something.
Oh, yeah.
11/22.
11/22, 63,
63,
whatever it is.
yeah.
It's the series. I started watching that, and then it got kind of it got a little dark.
It got goofy.
No, it got
like
dark.
dark.
It got weird.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, it took a turn.
Yes.
And I checked out of it for a while. I was like, yeah, this isn't going where I thought it was going to go. And then one night, I had like 3 episodes left. One night, I'm like, let me just finish this. And I'm so glad I did because it redeemed itself
Oh,
so
it did.
well.
Oh, I turned it off and never went back.
It was so good. What is it, 11 something 20 63?
It's the day he was murdered, assassinated. I
Right, which
forgot.
is the 22nd or 23rd? I always get it screwed
think
up.
of there's
11
a whole
22 63.
All right, look at me catching it
just
right.
a whole generation of people who know that date, and they can't believe you don't know.
And it
it.
means
That's true.
means nothing to you because you didn't live through it, kind of thing. It's the same thing with us and 9/11. 9/11 was such a pivotal, life-changing thing for us, and it changed us for an entire generation. It changed a generation completely. It's the same way our kids are going to be about the
Aliens?
lockdowns.
Oh.
No, 2020 and the lockdowns. That was such a pivotal, defining moment for their generation. But like people that are born, let's say somebody who was 2 or 3 years old during the lockdowns, they're not going to remember that as being what it was and the COVID craze and all. They didn't. Yes, they lived through it, but they didn't get the full experience because they didn't know what to be afraid of. What
2
not.
weeks.
Yeah,
We just need 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and we'll let the hospitalization stay down, and it'll be. We'll go back.
Flatten
John-
the curve.
John
Flatten the
Grisham.
curve. Oh my gosh.
John Grisham, that's my
John
boy.
Grisham playing for pizza. I remember we had him in. And I'm like, I was so excited to talk with him because he was doing a push for a lawyer movie, something that he had out, Pelican Brief or the Lincoln Lawyer or whatever. Was that him? Pelican Brief?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I just
Okay.
feel like that's a little before your time. That's like early
No,
90s.
but it was no, but I'm saying he was in.
yeah.
It was several years ago, but he was in, and I was like, I was so enamored with him being here because I was never into the lawyer books, but his book Playing for Pizza is one of my all-time favorite books, and it has nothing to do with lawyers or law at all. It's about this football player from Cleveland who ends up, blowing it and screwing up the Super Bowl chances for the Browns, and ends up having to go play in Italy in their pro league.
Oh, for pizza.
And yeah, they're basically, you don't make any money, you just play for pride and pizza, and it's such a great book.
I
And
was just going to say, most of that was a true story the past 50 years until you got to the Italy and pizza part.
well, no, that is actually true. There is an Italian football league that they play American football. They only allow, I think it's 3 Americans per team get to play there. So you have a lot of these guys who play like D2 ball. and they don't get picked up, and they want to keep going. They don't get it to the like arena leagues. They don't get into the pros, whatever. So then they go and they play foreign leagues.
I mean, I used to read for pizza, the Book It days when I was a kid, when you would read books and then get a certificate to go to Pizza Hut.
I remember that.
I remember that too.
And then read for
I
pizza.
also
Go for
remember
that salad bar.
You remember looking in the
Best creamy Italian ever.
in those in the sunroom. Didn't they have a sunroom? I'm thinking of Wendy's. Never mind.
Oh yes, yes they did though.
Wendy's did have a sunroom.
And they had the newspaper, the Sears catalog on the table.
What?
Oh yeah.
Remember, it was embedded in the. Like,
it
it was
was.
that was the print of the tabletops.
Yep.
It was like a
Oh.
Sears catalog or old timey newspaper or something.
I also remember on Subway sandwiches used to have the Subway wallpaper
Yep.
on the wall.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wallpaper.
Wow, I don't think I
Yeah,
remember.
it had all these. You could see all the routes. It was like
Oh,
like an old historic
Subway
document.
map. Yeah.
You see, yeah, that's right.
They don't do that anymore? I haven't been to a Subway in a long time.
They haven't done that in years.
They turned me off when they locked their bathrooms.
They locked the bathroom.
Yeah, so because I'm taking road trips all the time. If I have to go to the bathroom, and this is good to know, people, if you're on a road trip and you have to go to the bathroom and you're like, oh, a fast food place, that'll be a perfect place to go. Well, you want to go to the one that's not as popular.
Oh, wow,
that way you get into a oh wow, the news just broke that Kate Middleton.
Diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, she looks like her
Pale.
neck. Yeah, the neck too looks stretched.
You know what though?
Oh.
As in, you don't think that's her? Or
No,
you
I
think she's like-
totally think that's her. That
Oh, she's
makes
just, like,
total
sick.
sense.
That's why they
that's
were
why we
hiding
haven't
her.
seen her. Yeah.
So that wasn't her in that marketplace and all
I
that.
don't think so.
Or at least that was an old picture.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
Oh, I love Kate. Oh, I used to wear scarves all the time, trying to be fancy like her.
Look at that hair. She has amazing hair.
Beautiful. Oh my God, I dyed my hair brown trying to look like her. Spoiler, never did.
Wow, that's crazy. But anyway, yeah. So if you have to go to the bathroom, don't go to the Subways because you have to buy something before you're allowed to use their bathroom, and they give you a key that is attached to a giant thing like this, and you have to like walk in with this bucket. So I'm just letting you know, it's very embarrassing. Don't go to the Subway.
Look, go to a Love's Travel Center. You get to hear my voice in there.
Go to a Buc-ee's.
Hear your voice in there.
Mm-hmm.
Your voice
In-store announcements at the Love's Travel Centers.
around the world?
I mean,
across America?
Yeah, I also let you know when your shower is ready.
Wait.
Wait, how do we?
Why did you not
know
lead with
this?
this when we hired you?
I've told you guys this before.
No.
But yes, I have.
No, you
No.
might have told.
You did, but
Yeah, I know I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, this sounds like a great bit.
Oh, yeah.
So you're gonna walk into a Love's and go, "Hey, do you know who that guy is?" So what do? You just like?
They just send me script and I just read
How
it and
often do
send
you
it back.
cut them?
Haven't too much recently, but there was like a 3 or 4 year period where I was cutting stuff every month for them.
Really?
Yeah.
That
And
is
all their
wild.
training sessions for their employees, like how you'd have those little webinar things.
Uh-huh.
I was doing a bunch of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm sure you did tell me, and
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
did not know that. What's going on? Nothing?
oh, I was just looking on Google trying to figure out what kind of cancer Kate has, and like it literally, the TV just beat Google. Daily Mail just published
The
it.
TV beat Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this is. Whew.
So if you guys want to hear the announcement,
Yeah,
I
might
can
as well.
probably let me see if I can find the little video. View this post on Instagram.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family. As you can imagine, this has taken time. It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte, and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay. As I've said to them, I am well and getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body, and spirits. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support, and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both. We hope that you'll understand that as a family, we now need some time, space, and privacy while I complete my treatment. My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able. But for now, I must focus on making a full recovery. At this time, I'm also thinking of all those whose lives have been affected by cancer. For everyone facing this disease, in whatever form, please do not lose faith or hope. You are not alone.
I love that. I love that statement. That's what they should have done in the beginning. And I get it. They were trying to protect the boys and Charlotte as well. But it's like they created it. They made it bigger than it needed to be because everybody.
We
Yes,
made it bigger
thank
than
you.
it needed to be.
Yep.
No, but by doing the doctored photos.
That's the thing, the
and
fake photo thing.
Once they came out with the first fake photo, they should have said, okay, we had to do that because whatever.
Right,
Yes.
right,
But
right.
instead, that's why I've often said, lies beget lies. It's when you have a little white lie, oh no, it's not doctored. Here she is in the car, which was another doctored photo.
Yeah.
So once you do one little white lie, then you have to make another lie to cover for that lie, and then all these lies end up stacking up, and you end up with one giant mess.
So do we think it's this stomach cancer? Is what we think it is? Is it, I'm assuming.
Buckingham Palace has asked that we not speculate on the type of cancer. That's what they said. I just read the article.
Well, okay, thanks, Buckingham Palace.
yeah,
This
so
is
they're
great,
just
but
saying.
do we
but
know
I
what
don't.
kind-
We don't. We don't. They're
I'm
not telling us.
I'm
but
assuming it's
that's
abdominal
something.
cancer of some sort.
Yeah, because also if she had this abdominal surgery, there must have also been a reason for that could have been precipitated, and
Yep.
that they were looking for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well,
I think that's.
well, at least we know now. I guess.
Yeah, I think that's good closure. Again, I think if they would have come out and said, she had this surgery, which we all knew she had the surgery.
Right.
If they would have said they possibly had found some cancer cells, some signs of cancer, people would have understood and probably would have backed off. But
well, she was in there with Charles, who was in there for cancer surgery.
by making this the mystery that they did, it took a wrong turn and turned into something really ugly. And yeah, we all get curious because when you start to lie to us and we catch on, it makes you want to know the truth more.
Also because Kate is beloved. And
She
we
is the
all
only one I like.
We all started looking at William, and then people started digging up the past with the affairs, right? That like, what is there a divorce coming? Is that why she's not like? Here's William out here just.
He's going,
know-
can y'all just tell him what the deal
Like,
is?
can we not like, they keep bringing up these chicks who are like poor versions of Kate. I get that Kate's a brunette. These other two, so that just they just should have been up front.
By the way, I had no idea that's what she sounded like. That's the first time I've ever heard her voice.
No, she sounds great.
Yeah,
No,
she's
she sounds
sweet.
great, but
That's the marrying kind.
it just-
William, you did good.
it just surprised me that I'd never heard her voice until that moment. I'd just seen pictures and videos, but I'd never heard her talk until right there.
Yeah.
I and this is silly, stupid stuff that you should just say anyway. If there's something in your life that you need to lie to cover up, you probably shouldn't be doing it. And, that's something I learned through the marriage, through the divorce, whatever. And it's the same thing. We see that all this stuff snowballs. It builds and it turns into an avalanche. So just be honest. Okay, well, that's a pretty great podcast. Are we done?
Wow. Kenny Chesney has a new album out.
Is there
You
anything
guys,
else?
want to hear from Kenny Chesney now? Okay, cool. No, I think so. Wow.
Are we done? That
I
was
think
like a
we're-
very short
I
one,
don't
but-
really know where you go out of that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really kind of hard to to rebound off of that. Honestly.
All right, so if you're watching on YouTube, sorry it's such a short one, but
good luck on your brackets.
yes, good
Yeah,
luck
good
on your
luck.
Oh my gosh, if
Oh,
you're
it's a big
playing
day
with us,
today.
there's a lot of people who are beating Big D and I. Hold on, let's give a quick bracket update and then we'll log off. We were beating everybody on the show, except for Garrett, who has multiple brackets, which I thought was unfair. I know I should have done it too.
No, it's not unfair. You had the same opportunity to submit 3 brackets like Garrett.
And I only made 2, so it's not like I did the full allotted 3.
Let's see. I am now in 29th place.
Oh, look at you.
What the heck was that?
What?
Oh, nothing. Sorry. I'm watching
Watching?
TV and talking like an idiot.
Garrett is in 10th place.
Yeah, baby.
Carson, where are you? Big D is in 29th. Okay, we're still tied. Carson, where are you at?
It was like I was number 150 last time I looked
And-
out of
ooh.
300.
Oh, and
I was 80th something.
80 something.
Why are you taking such joy out of this? I mean, I didn't watch any college basketball this year.
Because I am the worst at this. I have always been the loser in every one of these dumb brackets.
You realize we've only been through one day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro,
I know.
You've got,
Just getting
Let
started.
me
you've got a
enjoy
lot
this.
of losing ahead of you.
Lot of
There's
lose
left to do.
Thanks, Carson. I see you.
This was the podcast,
Now
but now
it's
it's
over.
over. But that's okay, because you can listen to the regular show on the radio every day.
Damn the rules.
It was the podcast.